as I said, all that's left to do is the final clean and polish on the tank, and then we can put it all back together. And I will film the reassembly because, you know, I think it's interesting. So yeah, of course. Oh, and of course the other thing we've got to do is we've got to fit the new mantle, but that'll be the very last thing we do before we attempt to fire it up. So there we go. Right, buffing wheel set up, ready to go, and we're going to give it a go. Well, there you go. I mean, that pretty much speaks for itself. It's come out really nice. So I'm going to keep going with this, and I'll bring you back when we're done. I think you'll agree that it came out pretty well. I took about 10 minutes, quarter of an hour on the buffing wheel. You don't need to go mad with it, just a light buffing up, and it looks really, really nice. I mean, the primer stove tank also came out the same way using the buffing wheel. Very useful tool. The buffing wheel, something that probably use once every 6 months, but for some things it's absolutely essential. Okay, let's put it back together. So hopefully I'm going to get this right. So first up, we're going to put the control valve in with its new washer. Now it's quite well designed. It has this collar, this threaded collar on it, and the idea of that is simply so that you can adjust this control valve so that the knob does not line up with one of the uprights on the wire cage. So basically that goes in there like that. Yeah, and I'm going to try and get it roughly in the same position that it was when I took it apart, which is, I think, somewhere. It was either there or there, but it doesn't matter as long as it's not in line with the upright. So actually, I think what we'll do, it would be nice if it was, I'm thinking about it, I'm going to be operating the pump like this, so yeah, it probably would be alright if it's around here, I would have thought. Don't think this has to be super tight, but it needs to be down onto the washer. There we go. And then we put the vaporizing tube in next, not forgetting to insert the pricker rod, which is this little needle here, into the end. There we go. That's nice and free to move, and that goes in there like that. New seal on that too. In there, okay, so that's appears to be okay, working on it. And right, next I'm going to put the burner into our new cap, and that's a fairly simple job. I locate that with the 3 holes, and then wind these out. He says, come on, stop being a pain. Let's try moving it around a bit. That's obviously going to be a fiddle. That's quite fiddly. Basically what happens is you get 2 of them lined up and the other one pops out. Then you put that one in and one of the others pops out. So yeah, once you get them in, then you can just do these rings up and it's in nice and firm. But it is a bit of a fiddle, so it was a lot easier getting it out. Okay, so basically now we can put the cage on. Yeah, again, I'm going to have to fiddle around with that. They're not doing up quite so. So if I remember correctly, on this, when I took it off, there were two that were quite loose, and then there were two that were not quite so loose. So yeah, let me have a fiddle with that. We got the cage back on. Let me put the glass on, and I'm going to put this on for now. I want to see what it looks like. I'm obviously not got the mantle on here yet. We'll do that in a minute, but I just want to see what it looks like when it's all back together. We're there. Of course, I didn't put the pump in, did I? Magic. Right, slide that in there. The thread to line up. And there we go. Ta-da! Okay, I've still got to put the mantle on, but it is pretty much back together. Now we're down to the very last job before actually firing this up, and that is to fit the new mantle, and there is the new mantle. Now these are reasonably robust when they're new, but as soon as they get fired up they become very, very brittle. But yeah, we've got to fit the mantle, and it basically goes on, it attaches to this groove here on the burner and this groove here on the burner nozzle. Right, so I've got it inside out. I'm going to put found the strings, we'll put that round there, and basically pull that. You have to be a bit careful because these things, that obviously they're not quite as delicate as they are when they've been fired, but they are delicate. So you know, don't put too much force on them. Of course, I've managed to get that tied up around there. Brilliant. There we go. Right, so we want that securely attached to that end of the burner tube. So we'll wrap that round. There we go. Tie that off. Yeah, that's good. That's got it. So that's nicely on there. And we'll get the scissors and trim off the excess. And then we can turn this end back the other way. Like that. There we go. That's on there nicely. And we can now fit that. Screw this back on. And now we can tighten up the other bit using the strings around there. There we go. So that is into that slot there. Yeah, when you see the videos on YouTube, they do make it look easy, but it is a bit fiddly. So I'll just pull that, try it, I don't want to break anything. Right, just tie that off, make sure that's in the right place, which it is. Well, I don't think that's the best fitted Tilley lamp mantle on the planet, but it's on, and hopefully it will do the job with a bit of luck. Well, there it is, our finished Tilley lamp, fully restored and ready to go. So that's all we've got really left to do, is put some paraffin in the tank and see if it will light.